Alright guys, I got a message on StockTwits. I'll slide it over here. It said, at Great Stock Picks, enjoy the vids, but it would be great if you combine the watch list video, I think they mean every night, with recap of trades alerted that day or the previous day. And I've gotten that question before. There is a reason why I don't, and most of it, I hate to use the word lazy. I used to make recap videos every night. But honestly, I'm trying to strike a balance between how much I work and how much I enjoy the fruits of my labor. And so I've started to cut down on things like that, on review videos from the day, because I spend a couple hours every night looking for good setups for the next day, and then I'm all day long in the chat room calling stuff live. So I will just recap, since I made a video last night. I'll give you an example just to answer your tweet there from today, and I'll send you the link. But like JMEI, if you remember in the video, I said I liked it over 1540, okay? And that was today. Well, now at the open, let me see here. I haven't used this video platform in a while. So there's the opening 5-minute candle, and then it put in an opening high right there and came back down, okay? Now remember, I liked this over 1540 based on the daily chart, but because it gapped up, sold off a little bit, and started to turn right back up, I called this long over 1508, which it triggered right there. So I called it 1509. I think I said worst case stop 1490, something like that. And then we get to that breakout area. Well, I wouldn't have taken it there because look at the move it had just made. So that's why I try to find better entries. But as I say in all my videos, those can only be found on an intraday basis because I didn't know how this was going to open, right? I didn't know if this was going to open at 1540, pull back a dime, and then go. I actually liked what it did better, because it gave us a much better entry. So again, the call was 1509, 15-20 cent stop, something like that. And look at this. And it's holding up pretty well. So now if you look at the daily, it went all the way to 1596. This was one of my better trades today. So there's an example of something that I said, that I liked at 1541 in the video last night because of this breakout area, but we got a better entry on an intraday basis over 1509. Does that make sense? So that is what we did in the chat room today. Another example from today, GES. Let me go to the daily, and remember, it looked like this when I made the video last night. All right, I said I want this on bounce watch. I don't have a trigger price for you because I don't know how it's going to open. Okay, so let's look at the open now. Okay, I'm zoomed in at the open. These are 2-minute candles, and there's the opening 2-minute high right there. And then you can see what it did. It stayed in a nice narrow range. So remember, I had this on bounce watch. Gapped down a little bit from Friday's close. Looks like it sold off in the opening minute and came right back up and then formed this really tight range. So I liked this a lot over the high of day. So I called GES at 1878. I said I would not give this more than a dime, all right, because that should be enough to get it going. There's the trigger. So the stop go 1878's trigger, 1868's the stop. And then you can see what happened. I'll switch to 5-minute candles now. Pan out a little bit. So right there where my arrow is, that was the trigger. 1878, dime stop. It's up 80 cents or something from there, and went up over 1960 at one point. There's still over an hour left in the session. I just took a break to make this video. And I'll talk about one last one. Well, real quick, you can see CAPN from our list. We've had a couple trades in this one today, but from our list, I had it on bounce watch down here. Instead, it gapped up on an upgrade. So I think I called it long right there over this little flag, and we got a nice quick move, made some money on that one. Made an earlier call in it that moved up and right back down, took a flat. And then LL, just to give you one more example, Lumber Liquidators. Remember, I had this on bounce watch, had no idea how it was going to trade at the open, so I didn't do anything with it. It sold off, came back up, came pretty close to the high of the day here, and then sellers came in and then kind of flagged, right back up again. So originally I was going to call this over 2840, but look what happens. Puts in a little bit of a lower high, sold off again. So I jumped on the mic and said, hey, I like this at 2834, 2820 stop. And there's the trigger, 2834, which got us through 2840, which got us through the high of the day. and it actually went up to 28.66. So a quick 30-cent move in about 3 minutes. It didn't really follow through after that. I don't care. I'm a day trader. I was out most, kept some for the accidental home run with a break-even stop and didn't get it. So there's some examples, but hopefully you can understand, I just don't want to take the time to do this every night. I like to spend my time looking for ideas and then calling and teaching these in real time in the chat room, but I just don't have the time to go over these in the evening because, like I said, I work hard as it is, and I want to enjoy a little bit of the fruits of my labor and get a little bit more free time in the evenings. All right, hope that makes sense.